Can we talk about something that Kim and I have been dying to ask you about?
Yes.
I mean, the second these songs dropped, we've known you were coming, and we're like, we're gonna ask.
Okay.
Don't even know if we're allowed to ask, but we're gonna ask.
Sons of Sunday.
The Sons of Sunday.
It is like the worship supergroup of
Which
all
I know
time.
about the songs. The
Absolutely.
songs.
It's the Avengers of worship music.
All united.
Come on.
It is so fun.
No kidding.
So fun.
I think we do.
Tell us about it.
We have to share exactly who's in this so
Yeah.
you can grasp the magnitude of this worship supergroup. It's Pat Barrett. It's Brandon Lake. It's Chandler Moore. It's Pastor Stephen Furtick from Elevation Church. It's Chris Brown, lead singer of Elevation Worship. And it's Leland Mooring, who has probably written more worship songs that you're singing in church than anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
This is insane.
So fun. So there's already a friendship there with everybody. And then over the years, we've all been writing a bunch of songs together. And sometimes, like, not always in the same room, but at least, like, in relationship, and especially going out to Elevation. And you collect and amass so many songs. And some of them feel like intuitively like, oh, this is where they go. These are like Elevation songs, right? And then there are all these other songs that felt that there was a different road for them. Mm-hmm. And when I got a call, I was like, "Hey, do you want to be?
Yes.
You want to be in a band?" I was like,
"Let me think."
Yes. But sure.
Let me think about it. Yes. Which one am I? So we got together and spent 3 days at a little church in Charlotte and just sang and finished up some songs and captured it all. It was so meaningful because you got to come together in the same room and just hear all these songs take on a whole new life when you're singing them together. But also, and I hope people hear this, like the friendship, you can just like feel it. There's so much joy in it. There's so much like meaningful.
There is a video that has been released, and like you guys are all in a heap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is going on? I need to know what's happening.
Yeah.
Chandler's just being Chandler, being amazing.
He is amazing. We got done singing one of these songs, and we're just a wreck about it. And that's what's so beautiful. Okay, about music is so interesting. You go through whatever you go through in life. You write a song, and then however many months later you come together to sing that song, whatever's happening in your life to make it meaningful. It's like it always takes on a new depth. Even that's why you hear like an old song that meant something to you, but you're in a new phase of life and all of a sudden it feels like brand new. So it is just, there's songs about gratefulness to God that you even have breath today. There's songs about celebrating the joy and freedom of victory in Jesus. There's songs about being in your worst place in life and remembering what that felt like and crying out for help. Because everybody knows what that feels like. When you come to the end of yourself and then you finally, you throw in the towel and surrender, and all of a sudden what you've needed has been here all along.
Yeah.
Well, this is something special that we have
alone.
Specifically for this interview. You have lots of friends in Christian music, and one of them just wanted to ask you a question. And so this is called Interview Takeover. It's a Joy FM artist who's taking over the interview for one question. Okay. We have disguised their voice, so you'll have to figure out who it is.
A voice disguiser.
Yeah, based on their question.
High tech around here.
Wow.
I know.
No low budget here. Okay.
A little bit. All right.
CIA stuff.
Oh yeah.
Joy FM artist question takeover. Take a listen, Pat.
Hey, Pat, I have a question for you. Who is your favorite person to play golf with who shares a beautiful mustache like you?
Well,
does that give it away?
Wow, there's more than one?
Chuck Norris. I knew that was Josh Baldwin by the cadence.
Yes.
Yes.
By the cadence. But I was
Yes.
also wondering, like, would they take, like, you can't take a female voice and make it sound like, I knew it had to be.
Well, I figured the mustache
Actually,
would eliminate
I
that.
Well, I didn't hear the
Fingers
mustache part.
crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. You would hope.
Yes, here's the real question.
Hey, Pat, I have a question for you. Who is your favorite person to play golf with who shares a beautiful mustache like you?
Josh, don't you dare ask me questions you already know the answer to, baby boy. You and me for life.
He was so excited to do that.
He was. He's like, I can't wait to talk about golf.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how rich his voice sounds
Oh,
as
yeah.
well on the radio?
Yeah.
Him on the air.
I know. He's got a deep little growl
It's
thing
good.
going. It is good.
We tried to convince him that he should start a podcast with Christian artists like yourself playing golf.
Yes.
Would he
Just-
do it? He
just
would,
mic it up.
He would totally do it.
Yeah.
While you're playing.
He would totally do it.
Yeah.
You would see everyone in their most angry.
But it normalizes you
And
guys.
good. Yeah, it would. You'd see the full spectrum of emotion, like highest of highs, lowest of lows, all within. It'd be a lot to take in.
Yeah.
But then you would be able to turn it towards the gospel.
I know.
It's like Jesus is in it through all of it.
Well, if golf wasn't so hard, I mean, it's so hard.
So we asked him this question, and we'll present it to you to see if you maybe do it better. We asked him if you had to combine your love of golf and your love for Jesus and share the gospel in golf terminology,
With people that only speak golf.
yeah, to a bunch of golfers.
How would I do it?
How would you do
Yeah.
it? How would you share the gospel to a bunch of golfers who didn't know anything about Jesus?
Ooh, goodness. What would I say? I'd probably start with, guys, we know in this sport teaches no one's perfect. And then whatever happens from there.
Yeah.
How many home ones have you hit? None.
Only Jesus hit the
Only
only one.
Jesus. Only Jesus.
Let's talk about Beautiful Life. I think
Yes.
this is the song of positivity we need right now.
It is very positive.
Yeah.
So I grew up in the church, and my memories of being in church, while some youth groups would play fun youth group games, like what were the games, like Chubby Bunny?
Oh,
Put
yeah.
as much
yeah.
marshmallows in your
All
mouth
those,
as you
yeah.
can, and I don't know, put like a Big Mac meal in a blender, and
Right.
so you can drink it faster. Our Sunday school class just had like Bible homework.
Oh,
So I grew
yeah.
up, which that's all I knew at the time. But I grew up with like all these like really key verses that I've always memorized. So much of the songs I write are like just plagiarized Bible. And Beautiful
okay
Life
with it.
was like the Ecclesiastes version of that. It felt like, we're talking. It's kind of fascinating. You talk about things being beautiful. It doesn't mean it's always pleasant.
Yeah.
Which is, I think you learn that probably later in life, that you read and you go through life, you experience sickness, you experience family stuff or whatever. And when you start to see that God is there too, all of a sudden you don't feel alone, you don't feel hopeless, even the hard stuff starts to feel beautiful. So the song sounds positive, and in some ways, like it is, but also in some ways it feels realistic to me that I finding God in the, there's a time to live and a time to die, a time to reap, a time to sow, like a time where you have a lot, a time where you don't have a lot. God's present in all of it. He's made everything beautiful. I don't think it always feels good.
Yeah.
But then it makes everything more rich and beautiful. And that's why I think faith, even now, at this phase of my life, faith is so important, because you start to realize there's no place in my life that God is absent from if I allow myself to see it the way he does, which is hard.
Yeah. I think it's this, when you come out of the struggle, it can give you the confidence that even when things are bad, God is still good. Life can still be beautiful. I feel like that's what that song represents.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's great.
So we actually reached out to a few St. Louis worship leaders, and we wanted to know what they were saying about the songs of yours that they're singing in church. And so we compiled their responses and just wanted to share them with you. Maybe it encourages you Maybe it gives you hope because I feel like you do write songs for the church. You do write
Are
songs
you
for
going to
corporate
leave out
worship.
the negative ones, hopefully?
There were none.
There weren't any.
There were none. There were none.
I'm like, all right, hit me with the truth.
Yeah.
This is never good. It's like when you get a text, you're like, hey, can we talk?
Oh, that's the worst.
It is the worst.
Yeah. It's. Oh.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, everybody
that's
loves
great.
Pat Barrett
Yes.
songs in
So
church,
sweet.
for sure.
Very sweet.
So Luke, who's my worship leader, his favorite is "Build My Life," and he said it's because it's the gospel plus a response all in one, and it's real. And his second favorite is "Sales," because it's a beautiful representation of opening up to His wind and abiding.
That's amazing. I didn't see this coming, guys. This is like, that's really meaningful to me.
You pour out all the time,
Yeah.
And so,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We love to pour back in.
Here, if that got you, this one got me when I heard it. This is from my friend Chris, who's a worship leader. He says, "Better" is one of my favorites. It speaks to the everyday struggle of getting distracted by things the world offers and the doubt that creeps in. Jesus is enough to satisfy," he says about that song. He also goes on to say, "Canvas and Clay" is my close second because I always need a reminder that I am exactly who God made. Even though He is changing me and shaping me, I don't think very highly of myself often. Just helps me remember who I am. So a worship leader struggling with doubt.
Oh, I know
And your
that.
songs
I
are
know
telling
that
him.
feeling, yeah.
He's enough.
There is something, I mean, that song for me was a reminder that you're not here on accident. You know, there's even the beginnings of our life, like we don't even remember.
Yeah.
We spent 9 months being formed before we ever took a real breath.
Yeah.
So you're like, there's been intention and purpose and knitting together with a loving hand, and so much of not just experiencing my life, but even writing songs and leading worship and feeling weird insecurities that just flare up when you kind of look to your left and right at other peers or whoever that are in a place that you would imagine yourself you would have been, or whatever. However comparison creeps into our heart and robs the joy of like who we are. I think that song has reminded me of that so many times. So to hear it, do that for somebody else is like the best.
That's cool. PJ says, "How we remember."
Oh, I love that song.
It encourages us to ponder the costly sacrifice of Jesus, more specifically, how He presented the idea of remembrance to His disciples and His intention. As Barrett points out, for us to never forget that He gave us everything through His sacrifice.
I love that song.
That's the perfect communion song, by
It
the way.
is, yeah.
We play it at communion at our church, so that one gets stuck in my head a lot.
My church growing up, every single Sunday we did communion,
Yeah,
which
same.
is like, it feels kind of strange. It's
Yeah,
not that
that's how
way.
we do it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And it's strange now, but I guess because I grew up Lutheran, my dad, he's like a charismatic Lutheran.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to say mutt
Yeah.
in an endearing way. And every Sunday I could recite, on the night our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ was betrayed, He took the bread. Like I could, because it was said every Sunday. It wasn't like we have a surprise ending to the service. Like we knew exactly how this day was going to go. We were going to read a confession. We were going to worship. We were going to read scriptures, hear a message, and then we would all come to the table. And there was always maybe over the years, the older I've gotten and the more spaces I've been in, I start to see the table disappear a little more and more because it doesn't necessarily fit in the programming, or I don't know. And that song was like, it's like the one thing that levels the playing field for everybody. We've all been invited, by God. There's no room at that table for you to perform or to try to gain attention for yourself. And I don't know, it's just, I doubt you want me commenting on all these things that people are saying, but
No, I love
we
it.
do, yeah.
I am like, it makes me weepy because how often we forget
Yeah.
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 and we get wrapped up in all these weird things that that steal our purpose or direct our vision to weird places, then all of a sudden you remember, if you just come to the table and remember in this way, doesn't fix all your problems, but it certainly puts them in perspective.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Lucas said his favorite is Morning by Morning. It brings me back to the old hymns I used to sing in my childhood. It's something I can sing to myself when I'm feeling most overwhelmed. It's in the lyrics.
Such a great song.
I want to see Lucas. How old is Lucas? Do we know?
He's my age, so I think he's mid to late 30s, I think. Yeah. So those are just what a few St. Louis worship leaders are saying about Pat Barrett songs that they're singing in church.
That's amazing.
So I hope that encourages you, because your songs are not only being sung in church, which I think is part of the reason you wrote them, but that they're making a lasting impact, not just on the people, of course, but on the people who are singing those lyrics.
Yeah.
That means a lot. I was half expecting you to read another. I like his left hook because it's the wrong Pat Barrett. I really love his pile driver and his leg kick.
When he jumped off the top of the ring.
I like his work on the ropes.
I don't think those worship leaders know anything about those Pat Barretts.
That's beautiful.